Please rise and join us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Moines County Board of Supervisors, October 22nd, 2024. Are there any changes to the tentative agenda? Well, once again, we have an auditor that's inundated in there. We'll get her out of here. What's going on with the auditor's office?
Good morning. It's been very busy. So at the end of the day yesterday, we have had 1,532 in-person absentee voters. Mail and everything total at the end of the day yesterday was 4,555. So it's been busy. Yesterday was the last day to request an absentee ballot by mail. So now you can come down here and vote anytime between 8 and 4:30, Monday through Friday. We are open Saturday the 2nd from 8 to 5. Election day, obviously, at the polls from 7 to 8, but it's just been busy, so we're just plugging along.
The 2nd is the only Saturday you're open.
Correct, correct. Yep, so,
Thank you, Sarah.
yes, thank you.
You have a nice day.
You guys as well.
Colin Gertz, IT.
Good morning, just keeping busy like always, don't really have anything new to report to the board, so.
Thanks, Colin. Kevin Glendenny, Des Moines County Sheriff.
Good morning. Just like everybody else, we're plenty busy, have a lot going on. The jail, we're at 109 adults, over 30 out of county. Those numbers remain high. I think, as has been discussed, kind of some processes just moving through the court and getting people moved along. There's some difficulties there, but we'll power through it and make it happen. On the community relations front, a lot of trick-or-treat opportunities going on. We were out at the track-or-treat at 34 Raceway this past Saturday. Mediapolis is having their Main Street trick-or-treat on Thursday night, 5:30 to 7:30. So we'll be up there in Mediapolis as well. Other than that, things are going well.
Quick question, the spike or level of detainees, is that related to the work your department does with online
So the online enticement,
yeah, however you describe that.
what we've seen happen is we've seen violent crime come way down. We've kind of put this out there through our office, but violent crime rates at the lowest that we've seen since about 2008 countywide. So we've had some high years there, but currently we've seen that trickle down over the last several years, and we're at a very low, low crime rate countywide throughout Des Moines County. So that's created some opportunity for our investigators to work a lot on being proactive online, because that's where we're seeing a lot of offenders turn to find victims. I think online chat rooms, gaming rooms, they are the new playground where offenders might go to look. So we are on there with undercover profiles. We work on that quite a bit, and we have had over 60 charges in the last about 16 to 18 months for online enticement. A lot of those are from out of the area, some of them are in the area, but we've had people that have traveled here, and we've had a lot of, I hate to say success in identifying them, because some of them are identified offenders that are already on the sex offender registry, but we've also added about 40 additional onto the sex offender registry that needed to be identified. So we've seen our sex offender registry go from about 120 some to about 160 some in the last year and a half. But that's a positive thing, because those are offenders that otherwise weren't identified, and they need to register, and they need to be tracked more thoroughly. So to answer the question of why, there has been an influx in there, and there are several in there for that reason. With that, our crime rate, that has actual victims, remains extremely low. So it's been a very positive thing. I'll throw in there that in the years past, the unfortunate truth is Des Moines County has a certain number of child victims of these kind of situations. We have not had, for the Des Moines County Sheriff's Office, we have not had a child be the victim of a sexual assault since October of 2022. And we feel very strongly that the easiest targets are the next victims, and that the work that our investigators are doing, that our office is doing, is it preventing those children from becoming victims. But yes, we have caused an influx in the court system and in our jail.
And that's always talked about at budget time, but I don't think anybody minds paying to keep our children safe.
Absolutely.
And
I have to put really some special, a special thanks out to Sergeant Dave Murguia. He's really taken this and run with it. He's even traveled to other locations and done training for them. We're currently working with the Attorney General's office to provide that training statewide. We're gonna do one here regionally through their office and incorporate prosecutors with it because of he's really learned himself, but also taught others around him the proper ways to do that, to have successful prosecutions, what we can and can't do legally. So they've done a really amazing job.
On behalf of us and the whole county, thank you.
Absolutely, thank you.
Jared Lassiter, land use.
Morning. It's just keeping busy as usual. Nothing new to report.
Thank you, Jared. Chris Lee, Conservation Director.
Well, we are being blessed with a beautiful fall. The fall color this year is pretty astounding. We are hosting a series of fall color hikes through Stars Cave. The color there is phenomenal right now. So our next hike is Thursday at 5 o'clock. We had one last week. It ran a little late, so we pushed this one up an hour, so it's at 5 o'clock. We should catch that golden hour if we have sunshine. And man, I mean, that forest just, I mean, it glows with all of that yellow understory of the maples and then just the reds and the browns of the oaks. It's pretty stellar. And then we have our third and final one is next week on Tuesday, also at, I believe, 5 o'clock. And then we have some 5K run walks coming up that we are doing in partnership with some local organizations on Veterans Day. We're doing a Veterans Day sunrise run, and that is in partnership with the Marine Corps League. Half of the funds that we raise from that will go back to support veteran services here locally. And then on November 23rd, we're doing a turkey trot. I think we're calling it the Gobble Gobble. We should have called it the Gobble Gobble Hobble, but we missed out on that clever name. But that's raising money, so half of the funds that we raise from that will go to the Salvation Army to support. They do a great big Thanksgiving meal every year and support underserved populations here, and so we're going to support them. Do a Thanksgiving run. It kind of serves our purposes for getting people out into the parks and being healthy, but then it also is giving back to the community. And we're going to be doing more of these throughout the year. Coming up, we've got all sorts of ideas on how we can partner with local groups going forward. So we will be closing parks sort of at the end of the month. So we always close Welter at the end of October. We will shut down and winterize the shower house at Big Hollow at the end of October. We're probably gonna leave the water on. The long-term forecast looks like it's gonna stay pretty nice, and frankly, my opinion is that fall camping is the best camping there is. As soon as these Japanese lady beetles go away, at least. And so we'll leave the water on at Big Hollow for a while, and Fort Pumping Station as well. We'll leave that on until we get a sustained freeze. So anybody wants to get out and fall camp, we won't take reservations after the end of October. Those will all be first come, first served, which is, we got plenty of sites for this time of year. Other than that, just gonna start transitioning into kind of winter mode, I guess, and right out the fall while we can.
I used to walk my dogs out at the Stars Cave. Are there hours out there? Of course, we'd walk during the day, or is there any particular time you want to go out there and walk those trails?
So the park is open from 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. So as long as you're not before that or after that. The Flint River Trail, I think technically is sunrise to sunset, and that trail goes through there, but the park hours would supersede that. The Flint River Trail out in the county would be like sunrise to sunset type situation. Now, hunting areas is a different story because hunting hours will sometimes go earlier, and so if it's a public hunting area, Stars Cave is not, but like Big Hollow is and Hickory Bend is, the hunting hours would apply there outside of those 6 to 10:30 park hours.
Thank you, Chris.
You bet.
Shannon Prado, Emergency Management Coordinator.
I don't have anything really to report today.
That's what we always like to hear
Yeah,
from you.
yeah.
She's enjoying the nice fall too.
I really am. It's been beautiful, so I appreciate that.
Thank you, Shannon.
Mhm.
Angie Vaughn, Safety Director.
Good morning. Really don't have anything to report today.
Good. Natalie Stepner, Des Moines County Recorder.
Good morning. Everything's going well in the recorder's office, nothing new to share.
Thank you, Natalie. Brian Carter, Des Moines County Engineer.
Good morning. I guess update on the two bridges we've discussed a couple different times. I would say either today or tomorrow. They were hoping for today, actually, but today or tomorrow, the bridge on 99 should open. We will send out a press release. I wish I could tell you right now, but we were still waiting to hear back from the contractor. There were a few things that had to happen today, and those were dependent on other people's schedules, so they weren't sure first thing. But, there is, there'll be a little more work to be done up there, not abnormal to a project that's opening. The seating contractor can't get here till next week, so they'll come in and do some seating after the fact. And then the northwest corner had a guardrail, a specialty guardrail on it that for the wrong part got ordered. And it was the main part to connect to the bridge, so that prevented the entire rest of it from getting installed. So at some point they'll come along and get that installed also. But I believe they're still hoping to get it opened through traffic. And then the Upper Flint Bridge should open some way. We're targeting the week of the 4th of November at this moment, so the first full week in November. Somewhere in there, we're hoping that would open. So yeah, nice to see those. Appreciate people's patience. That obviously took longer than we were hoping, but sadly, that's not the first time I've ever said that. So probably won't be the last time either.
I got a call yesterday from somebody that thought that I should know that there was nobody working on the Upper Flint Bridge.
That's unfortunately because they're working on the 99. That's not it.
I could not rouse Mrs. Broker.
Yeah, she could get started, give her a shovel. Every little bit helps.
That seems unlikely to happen.
Okay. It's worth, at least give her that auger thing that she was gonna plant stuff with, so anyway, those are coming along, and I'm hoping, like I said, either today or tomorrow, people are driving across the 99 bridge. That'd be a very nice thing to have wrapped up. See, all our projects are out for heading towards bid that we talked about. Still working in-house on some asphalt jobs for local bids. Our second motor grader, that was a rebuild, showed up late last week. It was in need of some tires, so actually we shipped it over, and until this morning, we hadn't had any moisture. We haven't done much blading because it's been so dry. And as Jim, I'm guessing, would attest to, the gravel roads are getting rough just because of the dry. We desperately need some moisture. I think a lot of people would agree with that, but,
Depends on what county you're in, Brian.
yeah, Des Moines County's a lot better, huh, Jim? But, dang bus drivers. So anyway, I'd let you know that motor grader came back. That's the one that Jim and I went and saw. We'll certainly, it's our spare, but we will put it into service just to get hours on it and make sure everything's good. They really, the first year is a bumper-to-bumper warranty, and then it's a 6-year warranty after that, and I might include that, I'm not sure, I'd have to double check. But, so they really want you to push it that first year to see if there's anything in it, so any issues to deal with. And there's a couple minor ones, for instance, in the other one we had done, and they're waiting on a part, that kind of a thing to do a few things, so. So they're good on their coverage to make sure everything got done right, even the smallest of details. So yeah, other than that, I think they got a little moisture in the north end of the county, even though it's not a lot, so I think they're rearranging today as we speak to maybe send a few motor grader operators up there to start doing blading, since we have a little bit, so. We're moving along though. We are done on the Beaverdale Bridge, so they'll be done today. They're taking it all done, so. They wrapped it up, and the cones will come down, the signs will come down, and we'll get out of there. And guys did nice work. They did kind of a custom form job on the railing, on the curb area that they spruce up, so that's done with, and we'll move on to, we're gonna go dig a big hole up along Pleasant Grove Road, to look for a hole to see what's going on, so. Anything for me?
I got an email from Chris.
But Ryan,
Says here, Brian took too long.
Yeah, that's true.
This from Chris that sent me a message this morning for her report. She said, we were doing flu shots on Tuesday, 8:30 to 4. Currently have ordered more COVID vaccine, anticipated getting it soon. We do still have COVID and flu available at no cost for adults that meet the vaccine and adult eligibility. Had the Board of Health meeting last week, reviewed the Board of Health website analysis, and Greg with Russ presented the environmental health report, and all was going well. So, on this environmental report, for fiscal year 25, he's already had issued 42 sewer permits, and they've had 48 time and transfers, so looks like they've been pretty busy so far going. And they've had 19 well tests, and they had 1 well closure, and they had 1 well rehab. That's what his report was on, so basically I give my report early.
good.
Let me jump back in, because you reminded me of something, when you said time of transfer, the public health building, the old public health building. I told you guys I would check into that. I called Tom yesterday. I had spoken to a friend that's not in the Burlington market, but he is involved with some real estate stuff, and his opinion was that the seal bids would be your guys' best chance to say whatever version of top dollar might be out there. It doesn't guarantee anything, but it keeps somebody from just packing along on an auction, an online auction. You know, if you don't feel like there's gonna be a bunch of demand. If there's a bunch of demand, he said online auction's the way to go, because obviously then people drive it up to get that competition. So, wanted to mention that, and then I'm still playing phone tag with the city regarding the legal description and that kind of stuff, so. But I did email Eric yesterday, and he was hoping to take a look at things today, and so when I know more about that, I'll let you know, and we'll find out if there's another step in there, what's gonna be required, and just wanna let you know, there is some progress, or some limited progress on that behind the scenes, so.
Thank you, Ryan. Rodney Bleachner, Maintenance Director.
Good morning, just really busy, nothing new to add this time.
All right, I'd like to issue Rodney a very sincere thank you for all the work you've done on the public health project. They're keeping everything rolling the way it should be rolling. It's nice to have somebody that's familiar with everything you are out there regularly, so thank you for
I
that.
appreciate that. We're still working at it, we still got a few things to do.
Oh,
but we're getting there.
How's the garage door coming along?
I don't know, we got another meeting this afternoon, we'll just kind of see how it goes. We got some punch list items left to do, so hopefully get those cleared up soon, would be nice.
Don't think I missed anybody. Cheryl, anything new on the budget? When's our first budget meeting? November? The
19th,
kickoff?
something like that. It's a Tuesday. How about the 19th?
The 19th, okay.
Yeah. No, I have nothing new.
Thank you, Cheryl. Okay. Correspondence. Did either of you gentlemen have any correspondence? Proceed to discussion and vote. We have personnel actions. We have one for the correctional center. Kenyatta Rooks, unpaid FEMA hours, 73.3.
Motion to approve. Second?
Cheryl.
Shane McCampbell?
Yes.
Jim Carrey?
Yes.
Tom Broker?
Yes. We have two for the auditor. Excuse me. We We have Jack Engel, an election worker, temporary part-time from October 16th to November 5th, 2024, $15 an hour. Oh,
You got another one?
yeah, stuck together. Dorothy Swanson, an election worker, temporary part-time from October 16th through November 5th at $15 an hour.
Move to approve both of them.
Second. Cheryl.
Jim Carrey?
Yes.
Shane McCampbell?
Yes.
Tom Broker?
Yes. And we have one for emergency management. Shannon Prado, emergency management coordinator. 12-month step increase, the previous rate was $63,035.42. The new rate is $66,743.38.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Cheryl.
Shane McCampbell?
Yes.
Jim Carrey?
Yes.
Tom Broker?
Yes. And we have one for the county attorney's office. We have Cassandra Kilby, law clerk, 7 hours of unpaid leave.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Cheryl.
Shane McCampbell?
Yes.
Jim Carrey?
Yes.
Tom Broker?
Yes. We have minutes for the regular meeting of October 15th, 2024.
Move to approve.
Second.
Cheryl.
Jim Carrey?
Yes.
Shane McCampbell?
Yes.
Tom Broker?
Yes. Any other business?
I have none.
I have none. Future agenda items.
Have none.
Committee reports.
Just give mine.
I had a community action board meeting. We just elected new officers, and we've got a new WIC director. Her name is Sarah, and I can't remember her last name, so.
I attended a meeting of the Emergency Management Commission. We discussed a grant application to replace the outdoor warning sirens, so we're, see how that goes. Apparently, they have a little age on. How old did you say they were, Shannon?
Many of them are from the civil defense.
Civil defense area. So
Which were in the sixties, right?
They are old.
Yeah.
Oh, they just might be due for an update. That's all I have. Public input. If anybody from the public has any comments or questions, you can email the Board of Supervisors at board@dmcounty.com. That's BOARD@dmcounty.com. Or you can call 319-753-8203 extension 4. That's 319-753-8203 extension 4. We will give you a couple minutes to initiate that email or phone call. Anybody in the immediate vicinity have any comments, questions? Even if there's a
You got
complaint.
Tracy,
I do.
There we go, thank you.
You said we'd had no child victims since October 2022. Is that countywide, because I
It's
think
in
there was one in
so for
Burlington.
the Des Moines County Sheriff's Office,
Okay,
for our reporting area, so that'd be Minneapolis, Danville, Middletown, and the entire rural area.
okay.
I do have a question about
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
There's a change,
See where I started?
I know, it's Lori's fault. There's been a change in law that's actually helped that too, correct?
Yeah, so,
Could you explain that a little bit?
yeah, so what we found is, the law for online enticement, it lacked, it had to be an actual child. So, we actually went to Representative Rinker and asked him to work on a bill that ended up being put in as an amendment on Senate File 84, that basically changed language for online enticement that made the wording child or undercover officer or agent posing as a child. So that was extremely helpful because we were getting those, we're having successful investigations, but we lack the ability to charge unless they actually came to meet. So that changed it and gave us the ability to charge without them coming to a physical meet location. So that was extremely helpful in that amendment. Some other amendments that we're working on is we need to change the sex offender registry exclusionary zones, where we want to see if you've been convicted of an aggravated offense against a child. That means you can't loiter at certain locations, playgrounds, daycares, schools. We want to see that be amended, that if you have been convicted of that aggravated offense against a minor, that you can't have an online conversation with a child without parental consent. As I said earlier, that's the location that offenders, the predators are going to find victims. A lot of the offenses are not happening in person anymore. They're happening remotely without ever having a meetup. They happen via video, they happen via conversations and via sending images, obscene material back and forth. So we don't believe that somebody that's been convicted of that level of crime should be able to have that conversation. We wouldn't let our children in the mall, in a parking lot, in a playground, go and talk to a stranger, let alone a stranger that's been convicted of that aggravated offense already. And so they should be able to have that conversation online. So we proposed that bill last year. We didn't get the traction it needed, but I'm hopeful we'll be able to see that happen this year.
Thank you, Sheriff. Time's up.
Thank you, Ms.
So, with an aye, we're adjourned.
Aye.
Aye, we're adjourned.
We do have a work session in case you guys wanna see the bridges, or see the bridge that's gonna open, so just, I haven't talked to any of the three of you, I just had it on there just in case you wanted that opportunity.
Yes, sir.